Good morning, students. This is your EVS class, and we are reading lesson number 20, Water and its Forms. Okay. In previous class, we taught about water and its forms. Water is present in three forms: liquid, solid, and gaseous form. Okay. And we taught also about evaporation and condensation also. Now, our today's topic is water cycle. So let's start. Water cycle. The movement of water from the land to sky and back to the land is called the water cycle. Students, water cycle क्या होती है? This is the movement of water from land to sky and again back to the land. मतलब वाटर का लैंड से स्काई में जाना और वापस उसका लैंड पे आना. दिस प्रोसेस इज कॉल्ड वाटर साइकिल. ओके. द वाटर साइकिल अकर्स इन द फॉलोइंग स्टेजेस. देयर आर 3 stages of water cycle: evaporation, condensation and precipitation. Okay. We already taught about evaporation and condensation. Today we will try to understand related to water cycle कि ये water cycle को कैसे relate करते हैं points. ये 3 process में water cycle कैसे complete होती है. Now we will study. Okay. When the sun's rays heat up the water in rivers, lakes, oceans and other water bodies, the water turns into vapor or steam. Students, in our earth there are so many water bodies. Okay, water is present in water bodies, in like oceans, seas, rivers, pond, etc, etc. So when sun's rays heat up the water, okay, in water bodies, क्या होता है? The water turns into vapor or steam. जैसे ही सन रेज इन वाटर बॉडीज पे पड़ती है तो वाटर वेपर और स्टीम में टर्न हो जाता है एंड द वाटर वेपर राइजेस अप इन द स्काई. दिस इज कॉल्ड एवेपोरेशन. ओके. और वो वेपर और स्टीम राइजेस अप इन द स्काई. तो दिस प्रोसेस इज कॉल्ड एवेपोरेशन. ओके. आफ्टर एवेपोरेशन the next step is condensation. Okay, we all know, students, the temperature in the sky is very less rather than earth. When the water vapor rising up in the sky or in atmosphere, they comes in contact with the cool air in the sky and it turns into tiny droplets of water. Okay, and this process is called condensation. We taught already about कि जब water vapor ऊपर sky में जाती है और cool air के contact में आती है तो ये छोटी छोटी droplets में convert हो जाती हैं and this process is called condensation. After condensation, the third process होता है, that is precipitation. Okay. What is precipitation? When small droplets of water come together, they form clouds. Okay, जब छोटी छोटी सी droplets आपस में connect होती है तो ये clouds को form करती हैं. When more and more water droplets combine, the air cannot hold it anymore. और जब ये क्लाउड्स के फॉर्म में आ जाती हैं तो एयर इनको बहुत देर तक इनको होल्ड नहीं रख सकती है. तो क्या होता है? देन वाटर इन द क्लाउड्स फॉल बैक टू द अर्थ इन द फॉर्म ऑफ रेन, हेल, स्लीट और स्नो. तो ये वाटर वापस अर्थ पे आ जाता है इनकी फॉर्म में, रेन, हील, स्लीट और स्नो की फॉर्म में. वाटर इज कम बैक टू द लैंड and this process is called precipitation, right? So there are main 3 stages in the water cycle, evaporation, condensation and precipitation. But after precipitation, एक point और होता है, that is collection. When water falls back from the clouds, it gets collected into the oceans, lakes, river and other water bodies from where it came. ओके जब ये सारा वाटर नीचे लैंड पे आ जाता है तो ये कहाँ पे जाके कलेक्ट हो जाता है? रिवर्स में, ओशियंस में, सीज में, जितनी भी वाटर बॉडीज हैं वहाँ ये वापस आ जाता है और कलेक्ट हो जाता है. दैट मीन्स यहीं से ये स्टार्ट हुआ था और वापस ये यहीं पर आ गया. तो दिस साइकिल स्टार्ट ऑल ओवर अगेन एंड अगेन एज वाटर फ्रॉम दीज वाटर बॉडीज एवेपोरेट्स एंड राइजेस इनटू द स्काई टू फॉर्म क्लाउड्स. तो इस तरह से प्रोसेस चलता रहता है. ये वापस से जब सन रेज इन वाटर बॉडीज पे आती हैं तो फिर ये राइजेस वाटर वार्म होके वेपर बनता है और वेपर बनने के बाद ये फिर से एटमॉस्फेयर में जाकर कूल एयर के कांटेक्ट में आता है, फिर से क्लाउड्स बनाता है, फिर क्लाउड्स का वाटर वापस से इन वाटर बॉडीज में रेन स्लीट इनकी फॉर्म में वापस आ जाता है. तो इस तरह से स्टूडेंट्स ये वाटर साइकिल रेगुलरली चलती रहती है. ओके सो स्टूडेंट्स, water forms and water cycle, these topics are very important and we will try to understand more in a better way from the help of this video. So let's start. Water cycle. Water is the only substance on earth that naturally occurs in three different forms: as ice in solid state, as water in liquid state, as water vapor or steam in gaseous state. Let's do an activity to understand it in a better way. Take a few ice cubes in a plate and keep it on the table. After half an hour, we observe the ice cubes have melted and turned into water that is liquid. It changed from solid state to liquid state is called melting. With the help of fire, pour the water in a small saucepan and heat it. After a few minutes, water will start boiling and you shall find steam rising up. This is water vapor which is in a gaseous state. This process of converting water from liquid state to the gaseous state is called evaporation. Now remove the saucepan from the fire and cover it with a lid. After a few minutes, lift the lid and carefully look at the underside of the lid. You will find droplets of water. Water vapor comes in contact with the cool surface of the lid and condenses back into the water. This process is called condensation. Cool the water in saucepan for some time, then pour it in ice tray. Keep it inside the freezer of refrigerator. Remove the ice tray from the freezer after 3 hours. You will find the water has frozen back into ice that is in solid state. This process is called freezing. So what did you observe? Ice melts on heating and turns into water. Water, when heated, forms water vapor. Water vapor condenses on cooling to turn back into water. When the water freezes for further cooling, it turns into ice. Thus, we now know the water changes its form due to change in temperature. This process in which water keeps changing its forms is called water cycle. Water cycle can be defined as a series of steps which involve the change of water into water vapor and then back to water. Let us the series steps one by one. Water in water bodies such as river, pond, lake, ocean and seas evaporates due to the sun's heat and changes into water vapor. With light, the water vapor rises up into the sky. High up in the sky, the air is cooler. When these vapors meet the cooled air, they cool down to form water droplets through condensation. On coming together, these water droplets form clouds. On becoming too heavy to remain in air, these water droplets fall down as rain, which is very important for the growth of crops. The rainwater then flows back to ponds, lakes and rivers. Then it goes into the seas and oceans. From the surface of these water bodies, water again start evaporating and start converting into water vapor. This is how the water cycles goes on repeating in nature and help the maintaining the water level on the earth's surface. Note that at cold places where the air is very cool, these water drops freezes into ice and come down as snow or hail. So students, now we will read key terms of this chapter. Evaporation. What is evaporation? This is the process of changing water into water vapor or steam by heating. Condensation. Condensation is a process of changing water vapor into water by cooling. What is precipitation? This is a process of water falling back to the earth as rain, snow, hail or sleet after the process of condensation. What is humidity? Humidity is the amount of water vapor present in the air. So students, ये चैप्टर आपका यहीं फिनिश होता है. बट इस चैप्टर को फिनिश करने के बाद आई वॉन्ट टू से समथिंग इम्पोर्टेंट फॉर यू स्टूडेंट्स. आपको क्या करना है? वॉट विल यू डू? यू हैव टू मेक a picture of water cycle in your notebook with the help of this coming video. ये जो अभी वीडियो आप देखेंगे इसको आप बहुत ध्यान से देखेंगे और फिर आप क्या करेंगे? आप अपनी नोटबुक में वाटर साइकिल के पिक्चर को ड्रॉ करेंगे, उसको लेबल करेंगे और उसको कलर भी करेंगे. ओके, दिस इज़ वेरी इम्पोर्टेंट फॉर यू. So this is the end of today's class. So thank you and bye bye.